What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Ready to Love Season 5 finale. This is the last episode. We start this episode off, we have Phil meeting up with Sydney. So she could talk to him about the situation that happened between him and Shiloh. And, once again, he reiterated his story. And, I find it interesting because he's like, the story isn't being told accurately or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to rehash it. We went through that. But either way, Sydney he stood in it. Like, he stood in his decision. He said that he felt like, because the one thing I want you to stop saying, Phil, because again, I was with you. I understood the decision you made. But don't say you didn't put your hands on her, because you did. Say you didn't put your hands on her with any ill intent. Say you didn't put your hands on her with any malice. Say you didn't put your hands on her to hurt her. But don't say you didn't put your hands on her, because you did. You put your hands on her. But neither here nor there. Sydney says that doesn't change how she feels about him, because she still thinks he's a good guy. She, doesn't feel like that's any indication of who he is as a person, so forth. So, there we go. Then everybody meets up with Tommy. We have Walter, Sabrina, Phil. I think Phil is pretty locked in on Sydney. I think it's really just Sydney and Frank that we're still in question about, because Aisha and Dante are locked in. We just kind of figuring out who Frank is going to choose, who Sydney's going to choose. That's pretty much where we are with it. Everybody else is locked in. So it's the guys' turn now to let the ladies meet their families. So, Frank has his two cousins, and he lets his cousins know that, that he is going through this process, but that he's actually dating two people. And so they meet both Mumin and Sydney. Now, I'm going to say this. I found it interesting that we didn't meet Frank's parents, and I don't know the situation, why, I don't, whatever. But here's what I find interesting. When, I think it might have been Mumin asked his family about Frank, both of them responded and said, well, he's perfect. See, that's a red flag for me, because nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. Even in the best relationship, there are things that aren't perfect. And for them to say that because what you're saying is he has no flaws. What? That would have been a red flag for me. And then for both of them to say it, I was like, But, again, I think it was they both had a good conversation with Frank. Mumin and Frank, they both had, like I said, that was just the big thing that stood out with me, was the whole perfect thing. Because I was like, ain't nobody really perfect. After the two of them left, Frank asked his family, well, what was your opinion? Like, who do you think was the best match for me? And they didn't call anybody by name, but it sounded like they were leaning towards Mumin, I feel like. Because, again, just the way they were talking just made me feel like that's who they were leaning towards. But they didn't say, they were just like, who do you think you have the best, that'll make you happy? Who do you think is going to be the best connection? Whatever, child. So, Lord. Then we had Phil with his aunt, I believe, and cousin, because we know Phil's mom has passed, and it was Sydney. Now, this is what I'm gonna say, and I know this might come off wrong, because this might come off like as very judgmental. And Sydney did a live last night, and she sort of addressed it, that people were making a comment about the way she was dressed, and she was like, listen, I'm gonna be who I am no matter what. So this is how I dress, this is how I am, and they need to meet me sooner rather than later. And I get that. I do, Sydney, I do. But I also, it's kind of like the way you dress for a job interview. Like, the way you dress for a job interview is not the way you dress every day when you go out. But that is who Sydney is. I mean, she's been very consistent in her style. That's who she is. And that conversation seemed to go really well. Phil said, I just find myself smiling around her, like she just makes me happy, and it's so easy with us. It's just so light. And so I definitely feel, again, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors with these people, but I definitely feel really is feeling Sydney. Then we have Sabrina and Walter. We're meeting again. Walter's mom has passed, so it's Sabrina. It's Walter's aunt and cousin, and I don't know. I felt it went awkward, y'all. I think Sabrina was beautiful. I love that blue ensemble that she had. She looked like she bought gifts. First of all, Walter didn't even remember where the hell Sabrina was from. He said she's from Virginia. So when his aunt was like, "Well, where are you from?" She said Korea. She was like, "I was born in Korea." I don't know. I guess that could be semantics. Like, did you grow up in Virginia, but you were born in Korea? Maybe that's what he was thinking, child. I don't know. But either way, that was a really awkward way to start, Walter. Very, very awkward. Now, y'all know I've been rocking with Walter from the beginning. I like Walter. I said it I thought Walter was ready to love. I just don't know if he's ready to love Sabrina. I don't know. They asked Sabrina some questions, and then Sabrina started asking them questions. And they were like, oh, you're asking us questions? And she was like, yeah, give or take a little bit. I need some information too. One of the things that she asked was about Walter being affectionate or something like that. And they were like, oh yeah, he's very affectionate. And she was like, not with me, he's not. And so Sabrina was like, it's just red flags all over for me. It's just boom, boom, boom. They're going off. And I'm thinking to myself, I felt like in the beginning, Sabrina and Walter had a great connection. I don't know what happened along the way. And it ain't because she was a damn dancer. Like, come on, y'all, stop it. That wasn't it. But somewhere along the way, I don't know if he wanted to take it a lot slower. I don't know. But anyway, so I just feel like the meeting went kind of awkward. I don't know. It didn't seem to flow for me. So Dante, we met his brother and I think a friend of his or a cousin, two of his best friends, and Aisha came through. Now, the first thing I noticed was that Aisha had been in his house before. She talking about something, I'm back. You get more massages, Aisha? And that meeting went really well. But I think there was a little bit of a little red flag that went up when she was talking about, she was saying that she doesn't mind playing a traditional role of a wife, having, dinner ready for her man and all that good stuff. But then she also went on to say, about him paying bills. And they were like, what you mean paying a bill? She's like, well, I don't mind paying a bill or two. And they were like, what you mean a bill or two? Like, more like 50-50. And she was like, that's not what I'm talking about. She said, I think a woman should be able to be a stay-at-home mom if she wants to. And if she wants to work. But it sounds to me like she feels like, but my money should be my money. Like, if I choose to pay a bill, that's one thing. But I don't feel like I should have to pay a bill. And I'm thinking, I think that's going to be a bone of contention. I don't know. So, there's that, y'all. There's that. So then we have, so that was that. So all the couples met. Now it's time to pick, right? Now it's time for the whole choosing ceremony situation. I'm going to say this. It was there only two. Dante and Aisha obviously chose each other. I thought Aisha looked beautiful in that blue. I liked the blue dress she had on the first time we saw her in that blue. I thought that blue was beautiful with like the chiffon sleeves. I thought that was a beautiful, beautiful outfit. She had this beautiful blue and he bought her flowers and they chose each other. And I feel like they the only couple Camille and Cornelius, I feel like are the only couples that are still together, child. And Cornelius, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere till Camille let him out the dungeon, child. Anyway, so then we had Frank, Phil, Sydney, and Mumin. All four of them were down at the harbor, and it was this whole climax of who they were gonna choose, who was Frank gonna choose, who was Sydney gonna choose. But Sydney chose Phil, Phil chose Sydney, and then Frank chose Mumin, Mumin chose Frank, and like that was great. Then we get to Walter and Sabrina. Baby, that dress Sabrina had on and the way it was billowing in the wind was everything for me. I was here for it. It was beautiful. I was definitely here for it, okay? Walter chose her. Walter said, from the moment we first met at the mansion, I knew that we had a connection. There's something that, there for me. I feel like me and you could build something together. I mean, he went through his whole little speech. Baby Sabrina was like, that's nice and everything, but yeah, I don't choose you. It's just not working for me. You know, the connection is just not there. Like, you don't call me, you don't show me this affection. I feel like I'm your consolation prize, and I'm nobody's consolation prize. So, I'll be seeing you around. He said, I'll call you. She said, no, you won't, because you never do. I'll call you. I said, damn. But I'm here for it. Sabrina kept saying it wasn't right. Something wasn't right. She kept saying that the circle wasn't fitting into the square, and it just won't right. And I can appreciate that she made the decision for her and not for a show, not to walk away with a man, even though it wasn't the right man. Like, I was here for it. And I think, Walter, if you're being honest with yourself, you know that you weren't really feeling Sabrina that way. Because if you were, listen, let me tell y'all something. This shit ain't hard. It ain't rocket science, and it ain't hard. No matter how hard you work, no matter how tired you are, no matter how many things you have going on in your life, if you want to call somebody, you will find a way. Especially now, child, you can send a text. You can send a text while you're in the bathroom in between meetings and say, hey, boo, this has been a busy day. Just wanted to say hi. I get it that we are all busy. We working maybe 2 jobs. We're hustling. We're rolling. I get all of that. But she constantly said, these are things that I need, and you're not providing them. And I don't think they were hard things. But again, if you can't get these things at the beginning, when it's supposed to be fresh and new, and I'm supposed to be putting my good foot, and I'm supposed to be trying to, give you all I got, and I still can't get a basic, this is what I need, yeah, it doesn't look like it probably ain't going to end too well for you. Like, that's just the reality of it, And I get it. I'm with her. And I can appreciate that, Sabrina. I think, I like you, Sabrina. I've been rocking with you, too. I like you, girl. And I hope you're looking at my review. But if not, somebody go tell Sabrina to look at my review. But I'm definitely, I feel like I was here for that decision. I loved it. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back for the reunion next week. It looks like it gets explosive, but y'all know how they edit stuff to make it look real exciting just to get us to tune in, child. Who knows what it's really going to be. Anyway, that's what it is. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.